What is up, you guys? This is Vicente, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I made a video like this, and if you have been around for such a long time, I appreciate you. I do little shorts here and there for my TikTok, and I put some on my YouTube page. But it's been a while since I've done a video like this, and if you are new, I hope you like and subscribe. I might start posting on this channel again. It depends really, because I do have a very busy schedule now as a married man. So I'm gonna see. But if you're clicking on this video, you're probably wondering how the hell did I go from 402 pounds all the way to 237? And ladies and gentlemen, it has been a journey, and we got to go on it. We got to go on it together. So, if you know me personally, you knew that I was morbidly obese. I was fat. There's just no sugarcoating it. I'm going to show a picture right now. That's how big I was. And it was the scariest moment of my life, being over 400 pounds, 402 to be exact. I would work out. Yeah, I trained in boxing. I did MMA. I was doing Muay Thai too. I would try lifting weights at the gym, and I have good workouts. I would have amazing workouts, badass workouts. And then I come home and eat like a slob. I would just dirty bulk at best, and it wasn't doing anything for me. I mean, in high school was when I was in the best shape because I was doing football, wrestling, and track. I just kept busy. When you're young, yeah, you're gonna keep busy. You're gonna be active. Boom, 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 all that stuff. And then after high school, that's when I started getting bigger. I mean, yeah, I would go work out still, but I was just losing motivation. And then here comes COVID, where I don't like using COVID as an excuse, but it closed down all the gyms. It closed down a lot of stuff, and that's where all my weight started getting gaining. Because I was at, I want to say, maybe 280 during 2020 when the pandemic hit, and then by next year, 2021, when I went to the hospital because of COVID and almost died from it, I was damn near 330. I just wasn't taking my weight seriously. I kept thinking, oh, I'm going to work out, blah, 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 all that stuff. Boom, boom, boom. And it reactivated my asthma really badly. I had to be put on an oxygen tank, and it sucked. And I know that's scary to say, but I have to give you guys the truth. I wasn't healthy. That's on me. That's entirely on me and no one else. I get out of the hospital, COVID free, get my vaccination, boom, boom, boom. And you would think that I would learn to stay healthy again, go work out. And I did. But then I would stop. I would have this thing to where I would go for a month and then just stop. I'd lose motivation. And then I was just getting bigger, 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 boom, 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 boom. And then here comes the ending of 2023, all the way through the beginning of 2024. I was damn near 400 pounds, approaching it. I didn't want to accept it. I would tell people, oh, yeah, I'm like 280, 290. No, I just want to accept the truth. And that was a mistake on my part. I should have been a man enough and accepted it. You know, I was doing boxing at another gym in my hometown in Galt, and I would lie to my boxing coach and say, "Oh yeah, I'm losing weight, blah blah blah." No, I would just go home after boxing and after working out and just eat like crap, and it was bad. And it got to the point where like I didn't want to do anything anymore because I wasn't losing weight, but that was just me being in denial because I didn't want to accept that I had to completely change my diet. And that's the hardest thing is that you don't want to give up food, but you kind of have to. You can still eat, but you have to do it efficiently, as a lot of people have told me, and what I'm going to tell you. Because your dieting and a weight loss journey is 90% of your work. Because anyone can go work out and sweat and have a good workout. It's the dieting that's going to get your ass. If you have a clean diet, you will see results. If you dirty bulk or don't have a good diet, you might as well not even work out and just get bigger. But back to the story. I would just start getting random chest pains. I would be sleepy. I would fall asleep in the bathroom. I almost fell asleep driving to work one time in the morning. And it was just scary because I didn't, it was my weight. I was just so big. My body was just getting tired, and obesity, diabetes, heart disease, heart attacks, all that stuff runs in my family genetically. And it just got so bad to the point where even my wife had to tell me, babe, you need to go to the doctors. Like, you're tired all the time and you're not supposed to be tired. So flash forward, I go to the doctors sometime in June 2024, I want to say. Yeah, June 2024. And I'm glad the doctor I had was just didn't sugarcoat anything. He checked my blood, he checked my heart, he checked everything, my lungs, and he said, Vicente, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you don't do anything about your weight because you are morbidly obese, you're 402 pounds. If you don't make a change right now, that's it for you. I can't say how it's going to happen, but there's a high chance you can literally have a heart attack the next day and might not make it. And being in my mid 20s at that time, last year, 26, that is something you do not want to hear. That is scary. I'm young. I can die from a heart attack because I'm not taking my health seriously. That's scary. Hell yeah, that's scary. And I finally told myself I need to do it or this could be my last day on earth because we're not promised another day on earth. And so, I check out this boxing gym that's close to my house in July 2024. I think towards the ending of July 2024, I want to say. Elite Boxing and Fitness in Stockton. If you're in a Stockton area, I highly recommend them. I love Salas, Leo, and Sam. So I make an appointment. I go in there, and I'm talking to Coach Salas. Blah blah blah. He takes my weight, asks me my goal weight, which was going to be 250, and all this stuff. What I'm looking to in life. And again, he gave me tough love, but I'm glad he did it because Coach Salas told me I'm gonna be honest, Vicente. Looking at you, you look tired. You look exhausted. It looks like you can barely walk and all that. And yeah, I heard at the time when he said it, but that's his job. He's supposed to motivate you, and he's giving me the brutal, honest truth. And I appreciate the hell out of that. I do. And so I was like, "You're right. I need to make a change." He's like, "And you better effing change, Vicente, because if I don't see any progress from you in at least a month, I gotta have you out of my gym. I gotta have winners here." And I know that's very to some people that might be harsh, but that's just the boxing world, and that's just sports in general. You have to get better, otherwise, why even be here? And so he took some pictures of me, facing forward on my side and from behind. And he said, when you lose all that weight, I want you to look back at these photos and just know you did it. You effing did it. And look at me almost a year now, down 168 pounds. And boy, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't be happier and it saved my life. Was it hard the first month? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because I had this habit of just starting it really strong and then quitting. And I think the hardest part for me accepting was the dieting. But I'm glad I had my wife to be in my corner to support me. And I'm glad I had a coach who held my ass accountable. And we do weekly weigh ins. So they see if you're actually taking your dieting and working out seriously. And so the first week I lost like 9 pounds, but that felt good. I'm just like, this is working. I'm dieting. Second week comes by, I'm down 18 pounds. I'm like, oh crap. And I think by the first month, I was down 32 pounds, and that's amazing. Granted, I look a little different, but still, it's an improvement. And then months go by, boom, boom, boom. I'm down 50, I'm down 100, I'm down 120, 130, and I'm getting slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. And I'm able to run again. I'm able to run my mile nonstop, 2 miles nonstop. I'm able to move around and boxing, not just stand there and be all sluggish. And it just feels amazing. And I've had people tell me that I look good, that I'm looking skinnier, and it feels good. Just looking back at how big I was at 402 pounds, that was a scary moment, the scariest moment in my life, besides the car accident I got into a few years back. That's scary. But being 402 pounds and the doctor telling you that you will die if you do not get on top of this, that is something you do not want to hear. And I'm glad I made a change in my life. If people have asked me what does my diet consist of, so I would say for the first 3 months, I was very high on protein. I think I was more protein than anything. I would eat around like maybe I want to say 350 pounds, not 350 pounds, but 350 grams of protein a day. Add in some fruit and veggies and 2 gallons of water. Just to kind of hit my protein mark. That way, it fuels my body. And then I want to say around like the fourth or fifth round mark is when I started doing this. Monday through Friday would be fruit, veggies, and water only. And then my weekends would consist of my chicken, tri tip, ground turkey, ground chicken, all that fun stuff. Boom, boom, boom. And it would work. But then eventually your body's going to hit a plateau to where it's going to get used to your routine. And you got to keep shocking your body. And this is what I started doing. And I do it a little bit more consistently now. I just know how to do it smart. I started fasting, which my dumbass started, I'm very stubborn. And so I kind of did a 4-day fast right off the bat. I almost passed out during boxing. That was very scary, but it worked. And I don't recommend it right away. I would just say eat your protein first, just meal prep, do your 3 meals a day. That way, when you lose a good amount of weight and you start feeling good, maybe you can start experimenting with it. That's what my boxing coaches have told me, and that's what I've heard from some, nutritionists I have spoken to when it comes to just dieting and all that fun stuff. And then eventually, when my body started getting used to it, I can do a full week fast where I would do Monday morning all the way to Saturday morning. I would just have nothing but water and black coffee. And yeah, it sucked, and it sucked just because like I would get hungry, but the 2 gallons of water every day would kind of help fill me up. And of course, I'd make sure to have like a glass of water with like lemon, lime, and a little bit of salt. That way, I'm getting some natural electrolytes and stuff. But let me tell you, that week fasting, it still sucks. And so when I'm able to eat on Saturday morning after my boxing, I am a happy camper because food tastes so amazing. And people are asked like, what is my workout routine? So for me, I know I'm already pretty strong and I have muscle. So I don't really care about lifting weights, which I do here and there. I don't really care to. I don't even care to look buff or swole. That's fine, whatever to me. Not talking crap. If you're buff and swole, congrats, dude. You look way better than me. You know, so I box 6 times a week, maybe seven when they're sparring on Sunday. I go for an hour, and I would just do boxing for that hour. But then I want to say when I started weighing in around like 310 pounds, that's when I would start doing like maybe cardio at In Shape in Stockton. I would go on a treadmill and then in Stairmaster and then go in a sauna for a cool 20 to 30 minutes, kind of sweat off all that water weight, and it would work, but I made sure my body was feeling good. And so I tell people you don't have to work out crazy like I do because now I do my boxing and then I'll go do my 2 mile run and then I'll do the Stairmaster for like 15 to 20 minutes and then I do my 30-minute, cool down in a sauna, and that's just a half of it, and it works for me because I can still lose weight. But it sucks when I'm fasting too because then I start feeling tired and fatigued. So I don't do double workouts every day. I do double workouts Mondays, Wednesdays, sometimes Friday. It just depends on how my body's feeling. If I know I can't do it when I'm fasting, especially when I'm fasting, that's the main part. When I'm fasting and my body just feels fatigued, I'll just, take a little break, go home and just drink water and just do my double workout the next day. You got to listen to your body because only you know your body better than anyone else. And so yeah, but like what I said, I tell people you don't have to do a crazy workout like me. You can literally just diet and go on a walk every day, and that's just as good as anyone else you know and just the main thing of this video is that I don't care if this gets 10 views, 100 views, 1,000 views, 100,000, a million views. I don't care you know I'm making this video because if I can just reach that one person who wants to lose weight or that is struggling or needs a little motivation in life, I just hope this inspires you, man. Take it from me, who almost died from this, who was close to dying, who was gonna have a heart attack, stroke, and all this crap. And look at me now. Sorry, I'm flexing. I'm proud of myself. And I look back at old photos, and yeah, I feel a little disgusted and just sad. But I'm also happy because those are memories, and I promised myself I would never let myself ever get that big, you know? And just I'm telling you folks, if you take care of your health, it's going to do wonders for you. And you don't have to do like I said, you don't have to go crazy like me. 6 to 7 times a week and, going to run 2 miles after boxing like a madman, you can literally just change your diet. Just eat right, hit your protein goals, eat your fruits and veggies, and then go on a small little walk every day. It will do wonders. But get your water in, ladies and gentlemen. At least half a gallon to a gallon a day. Just try to drink water. Cut back on that soda. You don't need that candy bar. And am I guilty of drinking sugary stuff? Yeah, here and there I'll have a coffee from Dutch Bros or Starbucks, and maybe I'll have like a Coke Zero or a Pepsi Zero. But I balance it with the amount of water I drink and the natural electrolytes I consume. And of course, I'm always going to be a fat boy at heart. Can I kill a pack of Oreos by myself? Oh, for sure I can. And just this weight loss journey has been amazing. My family has supported me, my wife has supported me, my boxing family has supported me, and I just want to give a shout out if Coach Salas, Sam, and Leo watch this video. From the bottom of my heart, I thank all three of you guys. I'm trying not to tear up. But Salas, Leo, and Sam, thank you so much, man. You guys saved my life. You guys gave me that tough love that I needed in boxing that showed me to be serious. I could not have done it without you guys. And I know you guys are going to tell me, well, you did the work, Vicente. You did it. I did, yeah. But you guys deserve the credit too because you put my ass in the check. And I'm telling you guys, whoever clicks on this video so they can get the weight loss journey started, do it. If you're not going to do it for family, friends, or loved ones, do it for you. Do it for you because at the end of the day, you're the only one that has your back, and that's no disrespect to anyone that cares about you. But at the end of the day, you're the one that has to make the difference. No one else can do it for you. And I'm gonna say this: a weight loss journey isn't just physical; it's emotional too, mentally, because you're gonna miss the sweet stuff. You're gonna miss all these cravings, sugar, ice cream, pizza, Oreos, all that junk food. But you have to stay disciplined. You have to stay strong minded and disciplined and push through it because at the end of the day, as long as you push through it, your body's not going to want to crave that stuff. Like, I can't even eat McDonald's or even Burger King anymore or Carl's Jr. because it just tastes so disgusting to me. If I do have junk food like that, I go to In N Out because at least it's fresh ingredients. But like I said, if I can just reach at least one person with this video, I already accomplished so much. And I'm not saying join a boxing gym or go join a gym. Like I said, literally just change your diet and do small walks every day, and you'll notice a difference. You'll start feeling good, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, I get in my protein, I eat my fruits and veggies, and sometimes once every 2 weeks, or maybe I'll do it one week and then another week, and then start eating again. I'll fast for an entire week, Monday morning all the way through Saturday morning, with nothing but water and black coffee, and then I'll break my fast on Saturday morning with just a protein bar and yogurt and some water, and I'll feel fine. And then slowly but surely start eating my chicken and tri-tip. So I just wanted to make this, cool little short, long video, if you want to say. Yeah, but that's my workout routine. 6 to 7 times a week for boxing for an hour each day, running 2 miles every day, and hitting the sauna, hitting the Stairmaster. 1 week off fast, and the next week is when I have, you know, 250 grams of protein now since I'm losing weight, 250 grams of protein with fruits and veggies. And there's so many fun recipes. It just doesn't have to be broccoli, rice, and steamed chicken. There are so many recipes online that I found that work as amazingly and still have an amazing taste, and that is just yummy and awesome. That's it, folks. But like I said, I think I might start posting on this channel again. Maybe just horror movies for now, but stay tuned for that. I don't know when I might post another video again. But if you are watching this video and you're new here, please like and subscribe because you never know when I might start posting again. Maybe I'll post another weight loss update video next month. You don't know. You don't know. But if you're in the Stockton area and you want to join a boxing gym, hit up my coach at Elite Boxing and Fitness, Coach Salas. He is an amazing coach, and he'll get your ass into gear. Let's get it. Woo! All right, folks. Have a good night. Well, I'm recording Saturday night, but this will go up on Sunday. So I hope your weekend was beautiful with family and friends. And let's get it. And like I said, I hope this reaches that one person. All right, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.